great 2K16 MyLeague video, and I'm going to be doing the Boston Celtics, and I will still continue my Minnesota Timberwolves series, but I'm just getting a little bored of that, so I'm going to start a new one on the Boston Celtics. Now this team, they're by far my favorite team, at least in my opinion. I just love their defensive intensity and just their intensity overall. But as good as this team is, you know, they still have some flaws. Their inconsistency. They just need someone to be able to carry them to the promised land. They have the coaching staff for it. They have the personnel. They just need that one more player. We have the draft picks to make a trade, but maybe we get that player in the draft. So that'll be something to check out. And, yeah, so that's pretty much it. The team is look at the roster. Isaiah Thomas, our best player, Jay Crowder, Bradley, Evan Turner, Jared Sullinger, Amir Johnson, Kelly Olynyk, Marcus Smart, Tyler Zeller, Jordan Mickey, Jonas Jerebko, Terry Rozier, John Collins, James Young, and RJ Hunter. And so that's what the team's gonna look like for any trade. I think this team is really set for now. I might not be making much trades until, you know, like a trade deadline, or might not even make any trades, like I said. And so that's pretty much it. I have the playbook set. If you want to pause the video here, this is the playbook. And yeah, so here we go. We're going to go up against the Philadelphia 76ers. We should really win this game. I mean, we beat the Golden State Warriors in Oracle Arena, so this should be a piece. Let's go.
The 2K Sports pregame show.
Hello, basketball fans. Ernie Johnson here, joined by Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith. Tonight, two teams start fresh for their first game of the season, both squads believing this will be a great year. Tonight, it'll be the Philadelphia 76ers going up against the Boston Celtics. Well, for Boston, they put in a whole lot of hard work and preparation in the offseason. We saw them already in the preseason, and now all those adjustments get put to the test for a game that's going to count. And they're hoping to start out 1-0. And another NBA season about to start. Shaq, we've talked about it. You can feel, I don't know, an air of excitement that's a little different than in years past.
There's a number of talented teams all wanting that ring. I've said this before. Kenny has said it many times. It could be one of the best seasons we've seen in a while, including what Golden State did last year in winning the ring.
That was an incredible run. But some teams that looked unstoppable last year will start to show some cracks in their armor. But the other teams that didn't look like much on paper last year, beginning this season, are now looking like they will surprise.
And that is it for now as we send you to Kevin Harlan and the rest of the 2K Sports Group.
Okay, so that's kind of weird. Shaq said this should be one of the greatest NBA seasons of all time. And
welcome everyone to a
the
brand new
Warriors,
season of
the
NBA basketball.
95-96 Bulls
I'm sure you're as excited as all of us are here at 2K Sports as we get ready to start the season in style. This is Kevin Harlan along with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. Doris Burke will be reporting from the sideline.
I don't know.
This Boston crowd ready to roar in this Eastern
You heard
Conference
it here
matchup
first,
for the
guys.
Celtics. And they're starting off the season playing the 76ers here.
Yay.
Last season they won all 4 games, showing complete dominance.
I think this can
and
be a
their
really
season
good
series
play.
against this squad last year, very lopsided.
Let's go with Jay Crowder.
Yeah, they swept them and basically told them
Jay
in how they
Crowder,
played, you're
pop,
not on our level
perfect
yet.
Release.
And they look to continue that dominance
Beautiful
tonight.
shot, Jay.
And guys, the Spurs coaching tree extends pretty far these days. Coach Brett Brown, another former member of the Spurs.
Right. There's Avery Griffin
here's
for
Brad.
3. Ah,
Johnson
that
kicks to Bradley.
inconsistent jump shot, but perfect release.
That's in there. Johnson with the assist.
That's nice.
Bradley's got his
Worst
first
shot.
basket of the night.
Worst
There you go
NBA
again, a
shot
nice
you can
kick
take
out
is
after
along
the D
two,
had
and he
collapsed on it.
perfectly showed that not that hard.
Smith on the wing. He's guarded by Thomas.
What a pass.
They get it again.
What a
second
miss.
chance effort. Johnson with the block.
Still can't get anything going here after 3 tries.
Alley-oop.
Phenomenal alley-oop slam right there.
They're taking advantage, Clark, of a team that looks lost out there.
Guys, this one is threatening to get really ugly.
They say Bradley's not a point guard, but that pass was on par.
Just around a minute and a half into the first quarter. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough
I
time
don't know
getting the lid off the basket so far.
This is good. 6-0 run on the
and taken away
worst
by Johnson.
team in the NBA, or just
and pushing it up. Here's Boston. Johnson's got the ball. Thomas, that's good.
Well played right there. There's no question who has the momentum.
Greg, the lead appears to be heading north, if you will.
Now here is Smith.
Come on, Jaheel.
Screen by Smith.
On that defense.
Shot to stop the run. They get it back.
Still scoreless after 4 attempts. Trying to take the lid off the basket.
Thomas kicks to Johnson. And that basket pushes the lead to double digits.
Very valuable.
Johnson's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. Now send it over to Doris Burke, who's able to talk with Brett Brown.
Yes, Kevin, he said their focus has to be on the defensive end of the floor. Going up against a team that's so crafty offensively. He said we can't have that many lapses because they will take advantage.
Philadelphia
Guys, we'll see how they do. Back to you.
Thanks, Doris. So keeping the opposing shooters in check, guys. They're making that a very high priority right now.
I think that's smart. I mean, you have to identify what your opponent's strengths are. And he's done it correctly.
Yeah, I think so, too. I mean, if you let their shooters get even a tad comfortable, you're playing with major fire there.
Here's Smith after Jared Sullinger's bucket.
That perimeter D, Bradley.
Smith outside. Kicks to Landry. It's good. The assist that time from Smith.
How?
Man, can you always depend on him to lead you to the right place with that pass? Money.
Well, guys, once again, the 76ers finished second to last in the East. Amazingly managed to win fewer games against the East than they did the year before, which was 14 wins in 2014.
Should be a flagrant.
One thing, Greg, about Philadelphia, you talked about this. Only 12 wins for them last year against the East.
And Kevin, how about not getting a win against their own conference until December? I mean, as bad as the Sixers were last year, though, they weren't the worst. So sometimes, even for me, I still can't fathom that's the case.
Turner's checked in for the Celtics. Smart comes in for Isaiah Thomas.
And not many people expected anyone from the Atlantic to do much last season. Boston was the surprise of the division as they ended up making the playoffs.
And for Boston against the rest of the Atlantic Division, they were tough. They ended up going 12-4 in the division, which was a big reason Clark they made the playoffs.
And you know, those 12 wins against the rest of the Atlantic, Kevin, were a division best. Even the Raptors, who won the division, only had 11 wins against the Atlantic.
Boston making a switch here. Olynyk's checked in, and the foul on Marcus Smart. That's his first foul.
And really, these are some of the toughest calls an official has to make.
Yeah, but in this case, I think you got it right. I mean, the defender was still moving there and never really had good legal guarding position. He wasn't set.
Besides that, you know, I think Kelly Olynyk needs to work on inside defense, and Sullinger needs to lose a lot of weight.
The Boston Celtics figured to be near the bottom of the league last year. In many ways, they outperformed a lot of people's expectations.
And by no means were they a contender at any point, but they very well could be ahead of themselves in terms of the rebuilding process.
I also think Kelly Olynyk
Hollis Thompson's checked in for Canada.
If he wants to be shooting a lot of threes,
and with the Celtics being a surprise threat near the end of last season, even their losses were a close game.
It seems that every pass they make is leading to a score here. I mean, that's just exquisite ball movement.
In the NBA,
and that's because the ball is looking for the best shot.
Usually
and it's really paid off for them during the run.
Here's the pass to Embiid.
Joel Embiid.
First shot, first basket. He's out of the blocks fast.
I thought he was hurt.
Back up your point about the Celtics being in close games. I mean, their point differential on the year was less than where you would expect it to be for a team that made the playoffs. I mean, it really gives you an idea of how many close games they played.
Now here's Turner. He feeds it to Olynyk. 5 on the clock.
Ugly, but
they grab their own miss. Crowder and the rejection by Noel.
I thought that was going to be like a good shot.
The 76ers trail by 10. To the inside. Turner with the steal.
Smart.
You're smart.
Get the ball.
Down it goes. Dunk through off a wonderful assist.
Really good.
And the offense has come together immediately.
His shot is
I mean, they're threatening to run away with this thing.
This playoff,
Greg, it's hard to imagine they'll stay this hot for 4 quarters. But if they even approximate that, watch out.
And it's the 76ers with the ball.
Marcus Smart showed
after
if he's just an okay shooter, he can really be valuable as his defense.
Pass to Embiid. Dishes it to Grant. 76ers moving the ball
around.
His
shot just needs to be okay.
Clock at 4.
He can be a really good player. TJ
and Boston with the rebound.
Not going to make that. We're going to go up the court quick.
Bradley kicks to Turner.
Turner's going to have the ball.
Takes the assist and lays it in. Picked out the pass nicely.
Aren't calling the foul.
Turner's got his first bucket of the night.
All right, Marcus. It's only TJ McCollum, and then he gets past you right away.
Lays it in without an inch of room around him.
And that's a great piece of work to get to the hoop there. Just tore the D to shreds.
All right, Marcus.
Now Smart. Outside Turner. Out left to the wing.
Walking.
Jerebko's checked in for Boston.
All right, so Jerebko's in. You have enough time to where we can run a play.
We've got 33 seconds left in the first.
This should be good.
Outside Turner. 5 on the clock. The Celtics need to get a shot off. The shot.
There we go, Jerebko.
And you can't help but pick their defense apart. They're completely in disarray.
Well, everything's coming too easily. I mean, at some point defensively, you have to take something away.
Defensively. Nice.
Misses
defense.
from short range.
Oh, I thought that was going in.
And as the first quarter wraps up, already a double-digit lead.
I thought that was
Celtics
all in.
out in front, up by 15. After this break, we'll be back with the start of the second quarter on 2K Sports.
Let's skip that. Go into the second quarter.
And Amir Johnson re-signed in Toronto. He's been a big part of this team for years, and he talked about their great fan support in Toronto.
Let's listen up with Amir Johnson.
Almost like a soccer atmosphere. I don't know if you've been to a soccer game overseas, but they're just always cheering, rowdy, jumping up and down, waving towels. It's just a great atmosphere, you know, and it's inspirational just to watch the support we have, and it's something that you want to play for the country.
A lot of fans south of the border in the U.S. are surprised when they learn how passionate fans in Toronto can be.
You know, Kevin, that's so true. I mean, when they get it going at the Air Canada Center, that place rocks. And it's great to hear Amir talk about how that pumps him up and makes him want to do it for Canada.
Oh, Brad.
Well, not exactly a close game so far, but as the second quarter starts here, plenty of time for a comeback.
Ooh, that
and for the Celtics here, they've been putting on a show, guys.
It's been about the pace. You can see they're going to try to keep this game in the open floor.
Yeah, and you know, it's in a tempo that they like, and they're getting some easy buckets in transition here.
So to begin the second quarter for the Philadelphia 76ers, Smith is out there with Isaiah Cannon. Then it's Robert Covington. Then there's
Boy, he had Isaiah Cannon on him and he couldn't shoot it.
Philadelphia last year struggled in a number of ways, Greg. The big one was they couldn't make shots.
And by a wide margin. Hard to get any wins when that's the case.
Now here's Turner. They lead by the biggest margin of the game, 15 points. Misses off the right eye.
Come on.
Fadeaway was the right shot there because it got his attempt away from the defender, but the touch was poor.
And here's Covington from the arc. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
This is why you need three-point shooting, and I forgot to turn off the timeouts.
He loves getting looks like that from the three-point line. No one near him. That's a warm-up jumper for him.
Philadelphia
that was a good timeout, though, but I don't want to be calling many timeouts. It's late game. We're going to need those.
They settled down and came together.
Yeah, and I tell you, it looks like the identity will be the Sixers being a defensive team going forward. Offense has its fits and starts, but defensively,
there we go, Jerebko.
Great opportunity right there. He's got such tremendous length. He can just rise up and get separation for the three.
Cannon kicks to Landry. Pass to Covington. He dishes it to Okafor. Rebounded by Uredko.
As you said, the 76ers will be a team built
on
defense going forward. At least that's what it seems like to me. They have very active hands and can bother a lot of shots. They also force a ton of turnovers as well.
Smith dishes to
Landry. That's where they messed up in this year's playoffs. They got to convert on those defensive
That'll increase
stops.
their rebound advantage. They've definitely been winning that battle on the board.
You know what? No rebounds, no rings, and they've controlled the boards, and that's what's game.
And, you know, guys, the Sixers did force a lot of turnovers, but they also gave the ball away the most in the NBA, so kind of negated the turnovers they forced. They can be as defensive as they want, but they've got to get better at taking care of the ball if they're going to improve.
The feed to Covington. Cannon from
long
Bradley,
range. Where are you?
The shot no good. Now Boston takes it the other way. The dish to Bradley. And Robert Covington picks up the foul. That is his first foul of the game.
The NBA has done a terrific job of increasing its presence around the globe. I mean, what was once a national sport has become a global sport in a relatively short time. I think that'll continue to be the case as a larger international presence.
Is considered a good defender?
Here's what Boston's going with
right now. He ain't a good defender on Isaiah Thomas, though.
Johnson's checked in for Uredko. Jake Crowder comes in for Evan Turner. And it's Isaiah Thomas in for Avery Bradley. Here's Smith. Isaiah Thomas making his last shot.
It's the Philadelphia 76ers.
And it's Smith penetrating. And that
one's good.
Smith's got his second bucket. The NBA, it's undeniable, becoming a global game. It's reflected in the players. 1/4 of the league. That's amazing. 1/4 of the league. Now international players.
It's unreal. I mean, that number's going to continue to grow, I think, over the years. Last season, they had a game in Mexico, and events like that really help expand the popularity of the NBA.
Here's Okafor. Takes the 12-footer and hits.
How do you make that?
Okafor's got his first 2 points of the night.
Give credit where credit is due right there. A terrific assist.
All right, Zeller.
And here in the second quarter of action as we approach 4 minutes played. Zeller inside, covered by Okafor. Smith against Thomas. And he hits it just before the shot clock expires.
Oh, I thought
Thomas
I was going to
got
get a
4
shot
points
clock
now
violation
in the quarter.
there.
How about the way he's able to angle his body to shield the big fella off and still get the finish?
You've got to be clever with your sleight of hand when you get inside and try to finish against the bigger guys.
Come on, you can't post him up.
He made it look easy that time.
And let's get this update now from Doris Burke, who's across the way on the sideline.
Well, over that break, I listened in on Brett Brown's huddle. He used the word patience several times in describing what he'd like to see from their offense. It's not a run-and-gun approach he wants from them. I'm sure Coach is hoping those changes turn the tide in this game and shrink the deficit before halftime. Back to you, Kevin.
Always great to hear from you, Doris.
Oh, my gosh.
Close it down.
Now that's finishing your work right there.
Powerful two-hand jam. You're right.
And I tell you what, if he's got a few more of those in him, this lead will start shrinking even further.
Sullinger, the screen. Thomas passes to Sullinger.
Oh, that's in. That's in. That's nice.
After rolling around the rim.
That's nice.
Sullinger's got
that
6
jump
points.
shot's been improving.
You know, one of the things, guys, that impressed me about the Celtics was the number of assists they had. I mean, they really focused on moving the ball.
Oh, Sullinger will be
when
really
you do that
good.
and you have shot makers,
defense
the
is
assists
already
pile
improving.
up.
Thompson misses.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
Yeah, double-digit advantage on the scoreboard.
Crowder.
They've taken the initiative. They've played, I think, with more purpose so far.
Are you doing
with the Celtics and their assists? They were second in the league in potential assists per game, meaning shots they missed that if they made would have been assists.
And that is a good thing, if you weren't sure. I mean, they were sandwiched between the Hawks and Warriors in that category. Pretty good company to be in. So they moved the ball well. They just need to get a little more consistent at knocking down open shots.
Here's Thomas. Philadelphia
right,
able to drain
one more shot.
There's the pick.
2 more shots.
Pass to Smart. Shoots from 14. Thompson with the rebound.
I didn't want to pass
the 76ers trail by 14.
I accidentally shot it.
Stolen by Smart.
Nice.
Smart with a clear path to the hoop. That's good.
Nice.
8 points for Isaiah Thomas.
Well, there you go. One team operating on all cylinders at either end, steals, fast break buckets, and the other team scrambling to find its game.
Great point. I mean, that aggression has allowed them to just create a lot of havoc, and boy, are they taking advantage.
A dominating first.
All right, guys. Well, we're up by 16 points at the half, and I think this game is pretty much over. So I'm going to sim it to the end, and let's look at the score summary. So we do win by, if I'm doing the math correctly, 17 points. So that's a good game for any team, against any team as well. And I hope you do enjoy this series. I do like playing as the Boston Celtics. I love their team. I love their coaching staff. I like their front office. And, well, on that note, I'm out. Peace.